Hello student friend, today we are going to discuss about a new unit, that is alloy steels and cast iron. This is of course a third unit of our engineering materials and metallurgy subject. So let us begin with this new unit. What exactly you mean by alloy steels and cast iron? We'll discuss introduction of these materials, then types of these alloy steels, properties and applications of alloy steels, and types of different cast irons, their properties and application. So let us begin with alloy steel first. What we mean by alloy steels? Alloy steels are the steels in which the elements other than carbon are added in sufficient quantity, that means from 1% to 50% by weight, to impart the desired properties. That properties may include mechanical strength, wear resistance, corrosion resistance, electrical and magnetic properties. Now, basically, apart from carbon, which alloying elements are added to steel to impart these properties? Each element has a specific characteristics to which will impart the property to the steel. That nickel for giving the strength and toughness, chromium is added to enhance the hardness and strength, tungsten is added to increase the hardness at elevated temperature, vanadium is added to increase the tensile strength, magnesium is added for high strength at in hot rolled condition, silicon is added for high elastic limit, cobalt is added to improve hardness, and molybdenum is added for giving additional tensile strength to the steel. Now, these alloying elements such as manganese, silicon, nickel, titanium, copper, chromium, aluminum, etc. are added to the plain carbon steel to impart the specific properties which is not exist in a plain carbon steel. So these alloying elements are added to steel, get dissolved and form a solid solution, strengthening as well as increases the strength, hardenability, toughness, grip and high temperature resistance. Now these alloy steels are classified into two groups, such as low alloy steels having percentage of total alloying element less than 5% to increase strength and hardenability. Second group is high alloy steel having total amount of alloying element greater than 5% to improve the corrosion resistance and the stability at low as well as high temperature. Now let us see one by one these alloy steel products and their applications. Now, why we are interested in forming these steels as alloy steels? Because they have wide range of products as well as applications, and that specific applications demands the specific properties. So alloy steels are having in a pipe form, tube form, plate form, sheet form, coil form, bar form, rod or wires. Now these alloy steels can be forced fitting. Alloy steels can be available in the butt welded fittings. Alloy steels are available in flanges, fasteners, etc. Now these alloy steels may be used in various industries such as automobile industry, mining industry, machinery and equipment, railways, road construction, then buildings, appliances and offshore applications. These alloy steels are used for very large modern structures such as airport, bridges, skyscrapers and stadiums in the form of steel skeleton. Now these alloy steels bridges are known made from a weathering steel. Alloy steels are used to make plates as well as strips. Alloy steels strips and coils are available in hot as well as cold rolled condition to make walls, roof cladding, slide rails, roof purlins, light steel frames, etc. Since alloy steels have specific property needed for specific application, so the price of these alloy steels is based on grade comprising a composition of alloying element as well as the process of manufacture and form of that particular steel. So prices of alloy steels may vary in India from rupees 90,580 per ton to the 4,08,730 rupees per ton. So as there is a huge demand for these alloy steels and there are number of applications of these alloy steels, so they are classified in different variety. So let us begin with a low alloy steels. So the low alloy steels are classified according to their chemical composition, such as nickel steel, nickel chromium steel, molybdenum steel, nickel molybdenum steel, and chromium molybdenum steel. Then these low alloy steels are also classified on the basis of heat treatment, such as quenched and tempered normalized steel, then normalized and tempered steel, and annealed steels. So these low alloy steels, popular type of this low alloy steel is a high strength low alloy steel, commonly known as HSLA steel. So HSLA steel is developed in 1960 for a large diameter oil and gas pipeline. HSLA steel contains a very low amount of carbon, that is 0.05 to 0.2%, and having sufficient formability as well as weldability. Along with this, the manganese is up to 2%. Now strength is added to this HSLA steel with the addition of vanadium, niobium, copper, and titanium. HSLA steel cross sections and structures are usually 20 to 30% lighter than carbon steel with the same strength. They are used in cars, trucks, cranes, bridges, roller coasters, and other structures that are designed to handle large amount of stress and need a good strength to weight ratio. These HSLA steels are classified in 6 types. Number 1 is inclusion shaped controlled steels. Addition of calcium, zirconium, titanium provides these steels with improved toughness and ductility. Second is micro-alloyed ferrite pearlite steel. Contains a strong carbide forming elements such as titanium, niobium, and vanadium, which provides precipitation strengthening, grain refinement, and possibility of transformation temperature control. Then dual phase steel. They contains a ferrite microstructure that contains uniformly distributed small sections of martensite, which provide high tensile strength, low yield strength, and high rate of work hardening as well as the good formability. Then fourth type of HSLA steel is acicular ferrite steel. They are characterized by very fine high strength acicular ferrite structure. Then the fifth type is as-rolled pearlitic steel. Sixth type is weathering steel. They are high level of atmospheric corrosion resistance and high tensile strength. Next group of alloy steel is a high alloy steel. Now this high alloy steel having alloying element greater than 5%. There are famous or popular type of high alloy steels are tool steels, stainless steels, and super alloys. Now these tool steels, as you are observing in a slide, that there are variety of applications of these tool steels and they are categorized based on their manufacturing process or based on their characteristics as well as the application. Now first tool steel is a shock resistant tool steel. Second is cold rolled tool steel. Third is hot worked tool steel. Then fourth is high speed tool steel. Now here in figure you will observe the application of each type of tool steel. Now let us see this tool steel. This tabular form gives you total information about the 6 group of tool steel. Now these cold work tool steels are further classified depending upon a treatment given to them. W series means water hardened tool steel. O series means oil hardened cold work tool steel. A series means medium air alloy air hardened tool steel. D means high carbon, high chromium cold work tool steels. Now, and in industry or in nomenclature, they are having W series, O series, A series followed by a number. Now, the shock resistance, they are designated by letter S. Hot work designated by letter H. High speed steels are of two types, M series and T series, molybdenum base HSS and tungsten base HSS. Now these molybdenum and tungsten base HSS are widely used as a cutting tool. Steels used, high speed steels are normally used to manufacture cutting tools such as single point cutting tool, drills, reamers, milling cutters, etc. Then mold special purpose steels, they are P type and L type, mold steels and special purpose steels. These are the types of tool steels. Now here in this table you will find the application of each type of tool steel. Now M series are used to manufacture drills, saws, lathe, tools, etc. Whereas A series for punches and embossing dies, D series for cutlery, drawing dies, shear blades, etc. O series for shear blades, then S series for pipe cutters, etc. and W series for blacksmith tools. Now, then the microstructural difference between these carbon steel, alloy steel and tool steel is shown here in the figure. Now here you will observe the microstructural changes. You will notice the microstructural changes in these three types of steels and why the particular property is available in that steel, that is noticed by observing this microstructure. Then the next group of steel is the stainless steel, which is again iron based alloy that contains minimum amount of 12% chromium and which is needed for the formation of rust resistance. Then few stainless steel contains more than 30% or up to chromium and less than 50% iron. They achieve their stainless characteristics to the formation of invisible and adherent chromium rich oxide film. This oxide forms and heals itself and prevent steel from oxidation. The other element added to improve particular characteristics include nickel, manganese, molybdenum, copper, titanium, silicon, niobium, aluminium, sulfur and selenium. Now carbon is normally present from 0.03 to 1%. Application of the stainless steel includes the extremely diverse range of applications such as nuclear reactor vessels, heat exchangers, oil industry tubular components, then pulp and paper industries, furnace parts, boilers used in fossil fuel electric power plant. These are the variety of applications of these stainless steels. Stainless steels are of 5 types. Now let us see these 5 types: austenitic stainless steel, ferritic stainless steel, martensitic stainless steel, duplex stainless steels, and precipitation hardened stainless steel. Now, austenitic stainless steels, they are all designated by 300 series AISI series steels having iron, chromium, and nickel as a main constituents. Ferritic stainless steels are having 400 series AISI series steels. Then martensitic stainless steels, they are specially includes 400 series, and duplex stainless steels are alloy containing roughly 22 to 25% chromium, 5 to 7% nickel, and 4% molybdenum. With copper also, they are not converted, means they don't have the AISI series such as 200, 300 or 400, but they are specially graded. Similarly, these Precipitation hardened steels are also not available in AISI series. They are also specially